Hey, what's up guys, I'm Joe. Hey, come check out this cedar picket fence with me today. All right, so we're here in Conway on site at a job we just finished up, and this is a combination of a 4-foot tall and 6-foot tall cedar picket fence, and really cool turnout, and also just with the setting. So they have a dog, which was one big driver to be able to contain their dog, but then also with just the natural setting of the woods around here, they wanted a natural product like the wood, and they elected to go with the cedar to get a little bit more longevity, but they want it to still be kind of open and not too closed off, so we did this picket style. So let's check out kind of some of the ins and outs of what we did here. Okay, so as you approach from the driveway, you've got your garage entry. They've got this shop area, so this was a real focal point right here. So they wanted to do something a little bit different or special here, so we did this arch gate. We also did an exposed gate post. So typically on a gate post, the hinge side will be a bigger 6x6 post like this is, but typically on the latch side it's just a normal 4x4. So we wanted some symmetry here, so we did 2 6x6 posts with the caps. But also what was unique about this, instead of setting these posts in line with the back post or behind this 2x4 rail, we set these to where they would be forward, and we could fence up to them on each side, and actually just gives the profile of that post and exposes it to kind of give a little bit more picture frame of the gate, and give it just a little bit different look, a little bit more dressed up, and then also allows you to put these caps on top. So that's kind of what we went through to get this to be kind of a little bit of a focal piece and a little bit of unique feature as you're walking up into the yard. And so like I said, this portion on the front side, we can show you that side also, is a 4-foot tall. So this is a 4-foot tall dog ear, which dog ear just refers to the mitered cuts on the tops of these picket fence. And 4-foot tall is the most common in a picket style like this, and this one in particular has roughly a 2-inch spacing, which you can typically do a 2-inch spacing or a 3.5. So this picket right here is 4 inches wide, so if you did a 3.5 inch, it's a little bit more of a even, I say even, the picket spacing and then the picket itself are a little bit more evened out, or just a wider space. But both of those are very common, either 2-inch space or 3.5-inch space, just depending on how closed or open you want it, and then whether you need it closed more for a smaller dog or things like that. So this is an example of the 2-inch spacing with the 4-foot tall. And as I mentioned, on the picket fence like this, most typical is a 4-inch picket like this, as opposed to like a privacy fence. Those are typically a 6-inch wide picket. So this one here is that 4-inch and common in a picket style like this. And I say that when we say picket style, I guess a lot of fences have pickets, which would refer to these vertical pieces. But to us, when we say a picket style, it's more of this, where you've got a picket and some spacing and a picket and so on and so forth, is what we typically refer to as a picket style. If it wasn't like that, say if it was privacy, they were just butt up together, we would refer to that as a privacy, or you may have like a shadow box and some of those different, but just a little bit of how we kind of go about that or refer to those. So you can see back in the back, it really drops off, but that cedar with the natural woods really sets things off. It's natural enough to blend in, but also just has a really nice look there. So we with here, there's a double gate to access the lean-to and side of the garage here, and then goes down this hill. So again, this is the 4-foot tall, and then I can show you back there on the corners, since it's going downhill, we we went with a 6 foot tall along the back, and to give a little bit more height, a little bit more privacy, but without blocking too much off. Okay, so here we're transitioned down this hill, but also we transitioned from the 4 foot tall up to the 6 foot tall on this last section. So it's going back up to a 6 foot height along the back here. And as we were talking up front, so you can see with the 6 foot, we went to a normal 6-inch wide picket. So this is a typical picket that you would see in a privacy fence or something like this, where we did a spacing in between. So you can see the difference between the 6-inch wide picket and the 4-inch wide pickets that we did on the shorter 4 foot picket. And then yeah, this is another variation just of, instead of just a normal privacy fence where these are butt up to each other, we did the same 2-inch spacing that we did for the 4 foot picket that's around the sides and the front. All right, and then from the back where we came, it comes around this side to contain this side, and then comes up and meets the house again here with this this double gate. So this double gate gives them a little bit more access for mowers and things like this on this side of the house to get through. And then we did a similar post style on these gate posts where we set those forward and left them exposed and did the caps on there. So, but that is kind of run through of this setup with a picket fence, along with with a 6 foot tall with the spacing in the back, and gives them a great space back here with the longevity of the cedar, and then just the natural look that complements this space well. Okay, little fun fact over here on this side. So if you notice right up against this house, this post is a metal post. So which one of these is not like the other? But that is because of two things. One, this siding with the brick roll-lock, we need this fence to go all the way up to the house so there's not a gap for dogs or whatnot. But with this vinyl siding, we're not wanting to actually attach anything to it. But the other thing we had going on here is under this dirt and outside of this brick, there's still part of the footing. So for the concrete footing below this brick that the house foundation sits on, it doesn't allow us to get a post dug down and in this area where we need it. So what we did is dug down to that concrete. There's enough concrete or that footing that we actually anchored this metal post to the concrete of the footing, and then that allows us to have support for this end of the fence, and then also just pass it and butt up to the house so that there's no gaps or anything there. Hey, thanks for checking out this fence with us today. I hope that was helpful. Make sure and like this video, it helps out a ton, and subscribe to the channel for more fences just like this.